So, what really happens when a massive, multi-billion-dollar company has to deal with a disaster? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a real-world corporate playbook. This one comes from the global mining giant Panaust, and this isn't just some boring document. It's a step-by-step guide for managing absolute chaos. It gives us a pretty rare look into how huge organizations try to control the unpredictable.
Because that's really the big question this whole thing is built to answer, right? From a tiny mistake all the way up to a full-blown catastrophe, it feels like every single possibility has been thought through and mapped out. So, what does that map actually look like? Let's dive in.
Okay, first things first. You can't solve a problem if you haven't even defined it. And you'll probably be surprised at just how wide a net Panaust cast when they talk about what an incident actually is.
The key phrase here, the one you really got to pay attention to, is had the potential to result in. See, an incident isn't just something bad that happened, it's also any situation that could have turned bad. A near miss is taken just as seriously as an actual disaster because the whole point is to find the weak spots in the system before they cause real harm.
And the scope is just huge. You might picture things like injuries or chemical spills, but this playbook covers everything. A cyber attack, a complaint from the local community, even an unexpected shutdown on the production line. It really shows you how every single part of the business is connected, and a risk in one area can easily cause a domino effect somewhere else.
So, within all these possible incidents, the system immediately asks one crucial question. Was it work-related? Now, this isn't about trying to dodge blame. It's all about keeping the data clean. Only the work-related events get counted in the company's official safety stats, and those numbers are absolutely vital for tracking performance and spotting dangerous trends over time.
Okay, so an incident has happened. The clock is ticking. The very first move is triage, basically figuring out exactly how bad the situation really is. And the process is designed to be super fast and clear. The first call comes from the people right there on the ground, and that's immediately double-checked by a manager and the safety team. This first assessment is so important because, as you can see in Step 3, that severity level they decide on, well, it triggers a very specific, pre-planned chain of events.
Every single incident gets assigned a number, from a level 1, which is minor, all the way up to a level 5, an extreme crisis. And this isn't just corporate jargon, it's basically a code that activates a very specific response. A level 1 might just need a simple report, but a level 5? A level 5 sets a whole different machine in motion.
And this is the trigger for that machine, a significant incident. And notice that word again, potential. Even if a total disaster was avoided by a hair's breadth, if it could have been a level 4 or 5, the system treats it with the exact same level of seriousness. It's like a formal way of saying, okay, we got lucky this time and we can't count on being lucky again.
So once the severity level is locked in, the next phase kicks off immediately: communication. A plan is totally useless if the right people don't know what's going on, and this system is built on a really strict escalating chain of command.
What's so wild about this table is just how fast things escalate. For a level 1 incident, you've got an hour to let the local superintendent know. But for a level 4 or 5, one of those significant incidents, the CEO has to be told immediately. The information literally bypasses the entire corporate ladder and goes straight to the cop in a matter of minutes.
And the communication doesn't just stop with the CEO. The procedure demands that within 24 hours, an alert about what happened gets sent out to the entire company. This makes sure that every single part of the organization can learn from what happened, almost in real time, which helps prevent the same thing from happening somewhere else.
All right, the emergency part is over. The right people have been told. Now comes what might be the hardest part, the post-mortem. This is where the whole organization shifts gears from just managing the crisis to actually learning from it.
And this one rule just brilliantly shows you how serious that learning phase is. The site of a significant incident has to be preserved. You can basically think of it like a crime scene. Nothing can be touched. This makes sure that the investigators who come in have a completely clean slate to figure out what really went wrong at the root level.
So, just like the notifications, the investigation itself is tiered. A level 1 just needs a quick report, but a level 4 or 5, that requires a full ICAM investigation. That stands for Incident Cause Analysis Method, which is a super-structured way to dig deep into what happened. It's led by a certified expert, and, this is crucial, they bring in an independent expert from the outside to guarantee there's no internal bias. And they are not messing around when it comes to time. There's intense pressure here.
Within 2 weeks, a draft report has to be ready. Within a single month, the final report needs to be signed off. This isn't some process that gets to drag on for years. The goal is to find answers and make changes as fast as humanly possible.
So, we've walked through this incredibly detailed, almost bureaucratic system of definitions, levels, notifications, and investigations. But what's the point of it all? Why go to all this trouble?
Well, this quote from the playbook pretty much says it all. The goal isn't to point fingers or assign blame. It's to find the root cause, the failure in the system, so that real corrective actions can be put in place to make sure it never ever happens again.
And all of that, every single step, feeds into this one guiding philosophy: zero harm. Now, that's an incredibly ambitious goal, maybe even an impossible one. But it's the standard that drives every procedure, every investigation, and every decision in this playbook. The entire system is built to learn from every single failure, no matter how small, all in the pursuit of that ideal.
And that brings us to a final, really important question. When you see a procedure this detailed, is the goal to create a perfect, foolproof system by writing a rule for absolutely everything? Or is the real point to build a strong framework for learning from the simple fact that no system can ever truly be perfect? That's really the key thing to think about here. Thanks for tuning in.